Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Drew Barrymore makes shocking addiction revelation. Drew Barrymore has been in the public eye since she was a child. Recently, the actor and talk show host got candid about her history with alcohol and addiction. So, what did she have to say? Drew Barrymore literally grew up in the spotlight. From the time she was in E.T. at the age of 7 until now, at age 49, Barrymore has grown up in the public eye. Fans have seen every version of her, from child star to angsty teen, to 90s and early 2000s romantic comedies, and everything in between. While finding that kind of celebrity status early on can set you up for life, this also means that the public has had a front row seat to everything Drew Barrymore has done, including the good, the bad, and the ugly. Recently, the veteran actor and talk show host got real about her past with addiction. Actor and director Zoe Kravitz was recently on Drew Barrymore's talk show to discuss her new movie with Channing Tatum, Blink Twice. The film deals with a lot of dark themes like addiction and more. It has been well received by both audiences and critics, so it has been a great success so far. Over the course of the conversation between Zoe Kravitz and Drew Barrymore, Drew opened up about her personal struggles with addiction and more. She got real in a very candid way about everything she has been through in her life in a very public setting. Delving into the Blink Twice themes of addiction and more, Drew Barrymore got candid about her own history with substance abuse. Drew is very real with her guests, and she tends to bring out warmth in the conversation, even when addressing difficult topics. Speaking of her own past struggles, Drew Barrymore said, "I used to be a blackout drinker, so watching this film was an extraordinary journey for me to forgive myself for that. Because I've put myself in situations I shouldn't have put myself in, and I felt so much shame about that, and I haven't had a drink in 5 years." With Drew Barrymore opening up in this manner, her willingness to get vulnerable about a sensitive subject is drawing praise from a lot of her talk show viewers. One person said, "Proud of you, Drew. Love you, girl. Its essence is inspiring." A second commenter added, "Love you at Drew Barrymore and congratulations on 5 years sober. It will be the same for me in a couple weeks." Drew Barrymore, the effervescent Hollywood starlet, known for her infectious charm and bubbly personality, has stunned the world with a recent revelation about her lifelong battle with addiction. As one of the most beloved actresses in the industry, Drew has always worn her heart on her sleeve, but this confession unveiled a deeper, darker side of her life that few could have ever imagined. In a candid and heartfelt interview, Drew sat across from the journalist, her signature smile momentarily replaced by a look of raw vulnerability. Her voice, usually so full of energy, was softer as she began to recount her tumultuous journey, a journey that had been hidden behind the glitz and glamour of her successful career. "I've been struggling with addiction for most of my life," Drew admitted, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It's something I've kept hidden for so long because I didn't want people to see me as weak. I didn't want to be defined by it." For decades, Drew Barrymore has been a symbol of resilience. From her breakout role in E.T., the extraterrestrial as a child star, to her successful career in both acting and producing, Drew has weathered the storms of fame in a way that few child actors manage. She's spoken openly in the past about her difficult childhood, growing up in the spotlight, facing family issues, and dealing with substance abuse at a very young age. But even in her most honest moments, Drew had never delved as deeply into the core of her struggles as she did now. "I started drinking and using drugs when I was just a kid," she confessed, her voice wavering. "Back then, I was just trying to escape. I didn't know how to handle everything that was happening around me. I was thrust into an adult world way too soon, and I wasn't equipped to deal with it." Her childhood was far from ordinary. Born into the famous Barrymore acting dynasty, Drew was introduced to Hollywood at a young age, attending parties with the rich and famous before she was even a teenager. The pressures of fame, combined with a lack of structure in her personal life, led her down a path of destruction. By the time she was 12, Drew had already entered rehab for drug and alcohol abuse, a shocking reality for someone so young. But while much of her early life struggles have been well documented, what Drew revealed next was something she had kept buried for years. The truth is, even after I got sober as a teenager, the addiction never really went away, she continued. I've relapsed many times over the years, and it's something I've fought in silence. I didn't want anyone to know because I was ashamed. I felt like I was supposed to have everything together. I was supposed to be this strong, independent woman who had overcome all the odds. But the truth is, I was still fighting those demons. As she spoke, Drew opened up about the pressures of maintaining her public persona. She had spent years building her brand as the lovable, quirky girl next door, someone who radiated positivity and warmth. But behind that facade, she was struggling with the weight of her addiction, a battle that was not only internal but also deeply isolating. I remember looking at myself in the mirror one day and thinking, "You're a fraud." I had everything: money, fame, success, but I still felt empty. I was still using substances to numb the pain. I had this hole inside of me that I kept trying to fill with anything I could. Alcohol, drugs, even work. But nothing ever worked. Nothing ever made me feel whole. It was a startling admission from someone who seemed to have it all. But Drew's story wasn't just about her struggle, it was also about her resilience. Despite the depths of her addiction, she has never stopped fighting for her recovery. I hit rock bottom so many times, but I always got back up, she said, her voice steadying. And I think that's what people don't understand about addiction. It's not something that just goes away. It's something you have to fight every single day. Some days are easier than others, but it's always there, lurking in the background. Drew spoke about the turning point in her journey, a moment that made her realize she needed to seek help, not just for herself, but for her family. As a mother of two, Drew's priorities had shifted, and she knew she had to confront her addiction head-on if she wanted to be the best version of herself for her daughters. It wasn't until I became a mom that I realized how important it was for me to get healthy, she said, her eyes lighting up as she talked about her children. I didn't want them to grow up seeing me the way I was. I didn't want them to think that was normal, so I made a choice. I chose to get help. I chose to be honest with myself and with the people around me. In her journey toward recovery, Drew found solace in therapy, support groups, and meditation. She surrounded herself with a network of people who understood her struggle, and she leaned on them in her moments of weakness. But perhaps most importantly, Drew learned to be kinder to herself. I used to beat myself up so much, she said, shaking her head. I was my own worst enemy, but I've learned that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you're struggling, and it's okay to not be perfect. As she finished her story, Drew's smile returned, a smile that now seemed even more radiant, knowing the strength it took to overcome the darkness. I'm still a work in progress, she admitted, but I'm proud of the progress I've made. I'm proud of the woman I'm becoming. Drew's shocking revelation has sparked a wave of support from fans and fellow celebrities alike. Her bravery in sharing her story serves as a reminder that addiction doesn't discriminate, and that even those who seem to have it all can still struggle behind closed doors. But more than anything, Drew Barrymore's story is one of hope, a testament to the power of resilience, self-compassion, and the unwavering belief that it's never too late to start over.